It's the DC Crossover Podcast with your hosts, Mike Cerrone and Ben Simpson.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the DC Crossover right here on The Contender, on Spotify, on iTunes, on YouTube, wherever. The guy down the street is just yelling the show out into the oblivion. It is the DC Crossover Podcast. That is Mike Cerrone. I am Ben Simpson. It is episode number 61. Do you know how to say 61. That in Spanish, Mike? What is that? Siete uno? Uno, dos,
no, it should be...
Cinco,
siete. Siete is 7.
I don't know. We'll talk about it later. We'll figure it out. This is the DC Crossover.
Don't ask
Mike
me.
Cerrone. I am Ben Simpson. It is so glad to have you with us here on a playoff week. There's the fans. The fans are giving their props here, the live studio audience.
Oh, live studio audience.
It is playoff week. We are finally seeing some postseason basketball. We're seeing postseason hockey. This is what we live for, and we've got a lot to discuss.
I'm repping the jersey today.
This episode. Mike Cerrone is repping the jersey, the Caps. Obviously, we're going to get to some Caps playoff talk today. We're going to get to some Wizards playoff preview talk. Huge win for them as we record this on a Sunday. Big win for them on this Sunday. So a lot of postseason talk to get to. But, Mike, before we get to that, I want to always ask, I always like to check in with you. How was your week, Michael? By the way, the Nats just took a 1-run lead in the top of the 8th. I know when you're listening to the show, this game's over. So you guys already know who won. But I just wanted to point that out. Yadiel Hernandez drove in, hit a solo home run. You know, Yadiel Hernandez, your favorite national.
We'll take that. Yeah, Yadiel. Yadiel, I had to get his jersey. So, real quick, funny little story. So, this actually happened yesterday. So, I was about to leave to go see my nephews and my nieces' soccer games. They're in first and kindergarten. And I was going to sell some stuff, okay? My sister gave me some stuff because she was cleaning out a closet or something like that and said, hey, can you sell this stuff? And I said, yeah, sure, because I like to sell stuff on Facebook.
What kind of stuff are you selling?
So it was two, like women's bags. Like it wasn't really a purse, but it was
kind of your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
this is
sure,
like the area of expertise
exactly.
you have. Women's bags.
Exactly.
Got it.
Women's bags.
Got it.
And, probably in the store they could sell for maybe, I don't know, $15 to $25, somewhere in the middle there. They're not like Coach or Chanel or whatever those ones
or Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, the Vuitton. So I don't even know if they had a brand. It was just like a bag.
Sure, it was like Kohl's.
Yeah, exactly. They were like brand new. It was actually okay. I was like, okay, I could use this to my advantage. They still had like wrapping on them or whatever.
Sure.
And so this one lady, I'm not going to say her name because
wait. Before we get to that, so your method of selling is what, the Facebook Marketplace?
Yep, Facebook Marketplace. That's what I go with.
Okay.
And that's the thing is that basically when I was going on Facebook Marketplace, I listed these things and they didn't get any hits for like 2 months.
Sure.
And then I kind of like re-upped everything and kind of reposted everything because I kind of got lazy. And all of a sudden I got like 8 people like within like 2 days trying to hit me up for this bag. And I tried to wheel and deal a little bit, so I had it on there for like $10. And I'm like, hey, I already got a $10 offer, but if you can go higher, I'm trying to like wheel and deal.
Michael is playing a little bit of, you're the guy at the auction. You're like the auctioneer. You're like, all right, 10,
exactly.
10, 10. I hear 10. I hear 10. Do I hear 11? Do I hear 11? Do I hear 11? and you're trying to drive up the price for this bag, which you said yourself it was $15. So you're underselling it at 10.
If that.
Yeah. With the arrangement, are you pocketing, like, I think you said your sister or something?
Yep.
Did she say, like, all right, you get to keep a certain percentage on the sale?
So at first I said, oh yeah, I'll try to sell this and I'll give you like 50-50 shot or whatever, whatever like that. And she was like, I don't care. She just said, just get it out of my house.
That's always a great thing to be told.
Oh yeah.
Sell it. I don't care. Okay.
So, so yesterday she was kind of laughing because when I told her the story, she was like, are you serious? Like, you still have those bags? I would have thrown them in the trash by now.
Right.
Anyway, so I finally get this one woman who's very, very interested because the other people didn't bite the bait. I cast the reel as far as I could, and no one took the worm off the hook.
Sure.
And I sat there, and I was like, okay, this woman's kind of been a little annoying because she keeps hitting me up and she's telling me a certain time, and then she doesn't text me back.
Oh, for the handoff. For the handoff.
Yes,
you're saying.
for the handoff. Yeah,
Got
for
it.
the Barry Sanders
Always
handoff.
a high-stress situation because there's always a
Exactly.
chance of getting murdered.
Oh, yeah.
In any sort of handoff.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole entire portion of Facebook Marketplace that I've done so far, I probably sold maybe 20, 25 things in total over the last, say, 2 years. And I've probably had 97% good handoffs. I mean, there hasn't been any fumbles whatsoever.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good batting average there.
Yeah, pretty good. And I've had a couple instances that have been like, and this was one of them. So
Right.
at first, it was about maybe 4 or 5 days ago, she ended up saying like, hey, can we meet at 5? And I said, yeah, sure. Just let me know when you're over here, when you're in this area or whatever. I told her the area because I like to meet someone at like a McDonald's or something
Right.
like that
That's
parking
always
lot.
the move. You got to pick
public.
a neutral public ground.
Right.
Don't be like, I'll meet you in the back alley behind Walmart at 3 a.m.
Yeah, or my garage. Like I don't want to see
yeah,
you
you
here.
don't want her to know where you live. No.
Exactly. So that's the thing is I said, hey, okay, let's try to meet at like McDonald's around 5 or something like that. And she basically texted me at like 6:15 saying, hey, I'm on the way. And I was like,
big faux pas there.
I'm like 6:15, and then she started like, and I didn't respond to her, so she kept like messaging me and messaging me and messaging me like.
So
question
did you
marks.
go to the
No.
McDonald's at 5, or were you
No.
waiting to hear from her?
I was waiting for her to hear from her.
Okay,
I have the bag. It's her
yeah.
job to come and get it.
Sure,
I'm not
sure.
delivering. I'm not FedEx.
So you didn't just happen to go to McDonald's regardless.
No.
Okay, pick up
So
some 10-piece spicy nugs.
Oh, I have a funny story for that. That's off-air story that happened this weekend. So basically, I ended up saying, okay, she kept messaging me all these question marks and saying like, I've been waiting, and her English is kind of broken up a little bit and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's just like I'm looking at it, I'm like, lady, you told me 5 o'clock. It's over an hour past the time that you said.
Yeah.
I'm doing stuff. Like I'm not going to sit around and wait for an $8 bag or a $10 bag or whatever it was. And that's the funny thing is that I sat there and I was like, okay, I'm not going to reply to her. So I replied back like an hour and a half later, said, hey, we said, 5 o'clock. We didn't say 6:30.
You had a deal. 5 o'clock.
Right.
On the dot. Yeah.
And that's
East
the thing.
Coast time.
So she has the audacity to say,
Oh no.
I deserve a $2 discount because you made me wait.
What?
And I said, no. It's
you're not selling this woman this purse at this point, right? This bag.
I know. So I had it listed for $8 because when I didn't get any hits, I ended up lowering it, and then I just left it at $8 and I didn't change it. But
God, you might as well just wrote it away.
I at this point I wanted to.
Right.
And when she was like, I deserve a discount, so I ended up saying, the bag is $8. If you would like the bag still, you can have it, but I'm not giving it to you for $6 because you messed up the time.
Right.
Then she started backpedaling a little bit and started saying like, you know what, it is my fault, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, working in this huge
is
ordeal
way too much back and forth
for
an $8
$8
bag. This is way too much of a
At this
situation. At this point, throw the bag in your backyard, bury it in your backyard. At this point, say, you know what? You weren't here at 5. Nobody's getting the bag.
Seriously,
Nobody's getting the bag.
No one's gonna find it. So I ended up just like kind of like leaving it there for a little while, for a few days, and then she ended up hitting me back around, I think it might have been Friday midday, and she was like,
God.
she was like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood area. She kept saying neighborhood, but it meant area because she was like,
hey,
a
I'm
mile away.
out right outside your door.
Yeah, and she ended up saying like, "Hey, I'm around. Can you meet at 1?" And I said, I'm working. Like it's a Friday and I'm at work. And she said, "Well, what about 5 o'clock?" And I was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe 7, and because I was heading out at 7 or something like that. And she was like, "That's too late. I can't do this. Maybe we'll try tomorrow." I'm like,
Jesus,
"This is like,
dude, this is unreal.
This is becoming a huge ordeal." And we ended up going on like this for a long time. And then she ended up messaging me like midday, like it was maybe, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something like that on Saturday. She said, "Hey, are you available?" And I said, "I'm going to be in Leesburg for most of the day," because I didn't think she was in the neighborhood again.
Yeah,
she doesn't live around here apparently. And she said, "Well, I'm in the neighborhood again. Can I meet with you? Have you left yet?" And I said, "I will meet you at McDonald's right down the street," the same one I told her before, in 15 minutes. No joke. 45 seconds later, she messages me, "I'm here. How much longer?"
Oh my God.
I literally was like, I'm like looking around. I just told
So
you.
did you meet this lady?
I'm almost there.
Okay.
I said,
This is a sports podcast, by the way, everybody.
I just said seriously. I just said 15 minutes.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I should have typed in 13 minutes and 47
there's
seconds.
some sort of disconnect happening.
Yeah,
there's
is
some
not
sort of
it's
communication
not happening.
problem.
So I said like 10. I said 10 more minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, can I come closer to you?"
Oh God.
And I was like, "Oh my God." So I ended up messaging her a pin location on Google Maps of the leasing office out of my complex because you don't have to get in a gate or anything like that.
Right.
So I texted her that, and I said, I will be there in 3 minutes. And the McDonald's is only probably 3, maybe 2 minutes away, whatever. Not even that far. It's less than half a mile.
Right.
And I waited for another 10, almost 15 minutes for her to get there. And then she pulls in. Get this is the best part. She rolls down her window. She has her mask on, everything like that. And she sits there and says, I deserve to have this bag for free because you've been making me drive all over the place.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude, you know how I am.
I know you,
that
man.
Set me off.
I know you.
I was about to just say, thanks for coming. I'm keeping the bag.
Yeah. You just like pour like some sort of staining liquid like on the bag right in front
Hawaiian
of like,
punch.
a gallon of Kool-Aid. You just pour on it. Just immediately.
That just lit a fuse. And I just looked at her.
You should have lit a fuse. You should have set the bag on fire.
Oh my God, it burned through my skull, and I was like,
oh my!
I said, just get the money and get out of here, because I was already running late to my nephew's soccer game. He says it's first, and I'm sitting there just like, so I give it to her, and it has like some like coin purse attached to it. She's like, "What is this?" I said.
No. This
It's an
wasn't on the
attachment. I'm a
advertisement.
man. I don't own this. I don't have these bags.
Sure.
I don't know what a term
I don't
is
own
for.
them. I just sell them on the internet.
Yeah. And she's like, okay, well, can I examine it? I said, it's an $8 bag, lady. It's not like some Declaration of Independence where you have to look like national treasure. I mean, it's like, oh
and
my
who
God,
even has $8 like on hand?
Well, I told her too. I said earlier when she was driving, apparently, I said, do you have Venmo? And she says, yes, period. I have cash. And I said, well, which one is it? Do you have Venmo or do you have the cash?
Thing.
Which one is
Literally, it's the opposite of cash.
Exactly. And that's why I like to use Venmo for these Facebook Marketplace, because it's easy. It's easy to do that, and I don't have to carry much of cash around. But then she literally like examining the bag and stuff like that, and looks at me like it's like a fake ID at a bar or something.
This is horrible.
And I see the cash right there, and I say, can I just have the cash, please?
I'm so glad this was you, not me.
And she literally grabs the cash and is like, looks at me again, like she's reluctant to give it to me.
Wait, you gave her the bag before she gave you the cash. Big mistake there. She could have just got out of there immediately.
Honestly, I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
as long as it was gone.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, I was like, no, get out of here.
Right.
But yeah, so that story and oh my gosh, and I of course I gave her a 1-star review. She probably gave me a negative 5-star review because I made her drive apparently everywhere, even though she was the one who asked for me to make her drive to a different location.
Just an awful exchange all around there.
Yeah, and
Facebook
I have
Marketplace.
It was unbelievable. I have another story.